control, testing, ground control. Do we have your attention? Ground control, do we have your attention? I repeat, do we have your attention?
Welcome to Ground Control with Nikki.
And with Kristen.
And this is a pilot for us to talk about ourselves and Hush Studio. So welcome.
Welcome. Nice to have you all here.
And I'm just looking forward to this pilot and just taking a moment for us to introduce ourselves. So my name is Nikki, and I'm a sound healing, Reiki, and practitioner of Yin Yoga.
And I am a yoga therapist as well as a sound practitioner and yoga instructor.
So welcome. How's it going today?
Oh, it's going. Excited to finally get this podcast off the ground here.
Absolutely. And as we begin, when did you open your studio with your awesome co-founder?
So this studio came to be. How did the studio come to be? Let's see. I was an owner of a studio up in northern Jersey for a long time, and running a studio has always come pretty natural to me, something I feel very passionate about. And I thought it would be a really great idea to have a yoga studio where we can also work with people one-on-one for sound therapy, yoga therapy, Reiki, and other healing modalities. And as I was in the planning stage of the studio, that's when you chimed in and decided you wanted to be a part of it. And here we are. So what exactly drew you into being a part of it?
Well, honestly, stress. Stress. Having gone through stressful times had brought meditation and yoga and sound into my life. And I said, okay, after I went through these initial trainings with yoga and started the sound journey, it helped me deal with stress in a way I hadn't done so my entire life. So as being an anxious person, it was able to keep things in check. And I was like, oh my God, I need to offer this to other people. And when I was trying to navigate those waters of teaching at different places and getting my feet wet in that department and with individual therapy, I said, how do I bring this to a bigger audience? And actually, how do I get myself not to have to haul all of the stuff that we have?
Absolutely. Yeah, because we used to do all of those sound baths together, and we'd always have to cart all of our things around. And if you know anybody that does sound baths, you'll know that is not for the faint of heart.
Absolutely not. And you get to a point where you get a little more focused and you just decide, okay. And I'm glad that I think the universe brought you to me with this idea to open this beautiful space. And it just kept coming together. And it's going to help, I guess, bring people out of that chaos space and back into their thinking space, which is part of that frontal lobe that gets shut down. And we just get to get everybody to calm down. And I don't know, since post-COVID, I think we all need to shift gears. And I think we're just going to start here one day at a time. But
so that leads me to the concept of Hush Studio. So the whole concept is based on the quote, the more you quiet the mind, the more you can hear. So what does that mean to you?
Well, it's shifting that gear. It's going from that state of chaos to a state of calm. And we're going to just bring it down to that level. You know, it's not that complicated, but I think people don't realize when they are just go, 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 that they aren't thinking clearly. And this is the space where we are going to bring things down where we can think clearly. Because over time, that stress, I don't care how old you are, if you don't learn to deal with it, it's going to take over your life. And it came into my life in such a profound way that it just became everything. and it had to be shared.
I love that about you. You always want to bring it to everybody.
Yeah.
So it leads me to talking about our grand opening. So we've been open now for about 2 months, but really just a soft opening, starting to iron out the kinks of how things are running. And we have some new instructors joining us next week, and we're going to be on finally a full class schedule. But we're also in the throes of really building up the private aspect of our business, which is going to include private yoga therapy, private sound therapy, reiki, fascial release down the line. I believe we're going to be offering as well, and as well as some wellness counseling, so Ayurvedic inspired wellness counseling. That's all on deck as well. And on September 14th, we'll be having our official grand opening. Do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I do. But let me just backpedal 1 second. So if we were just to get a magnifying glass and back that magnifying glass up, what kind of yoga classes do we have? Just to give a glimpse.
So everything we're offering here in terms of classes is different than a traditional yoga studio in the sense that all of our classes are really meant to be more grounding classes rather than the usual power classes, vinyasa, more dynamic types of classes, more rajasic types of classes. So we're going to be offering yin yoga, gentle yoga, meditation weekly, yoga nidra, restorative yoga, and our regular yoga class will be a more hatha inspired class. So it will not be vinyasa. It'll be traditional poses held for longer times. In order for people to really breathe into the postures and allow that space in the mind to really clear out the cobwebs and to allow themselves to find that peace and grounding.
Well, thank you. No, I appreciate that. And then let's circle back for a second to the groundbreaking grand opening that we're having in September. So things that we're going to be doing that day, we'll have a sample class with yoga, and then I guess
The sound bath.
a sound bath, an alchemy bowl sound bath that day. We're going to have some giveaways, some raffles.
We're going to be doing short private sound bath snippets for people to get a feel for what it would be like to be laying on the table and experience a private sound therapy session, because I think a lot of people don't really quite understand what that is or the benefits of that yet. So that'll be happening as well, as including, package discounts. We're going to have some swag, some stickers, some giveaways, things like that.
Yeah, and then just shortly thereafter, we're going to be starting some workshops. So workshops we're going to have a restorative yoga workshop. We're going to have a poetry and
Poetry,
asana,
poetry, prose, and poses, which is going to be led by a local author, Jen Doktorski, which we're really excited about. And then also, do you want to speak about the alchemy bowl and watercolor workshop that you're going to be leading?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to be leading, we're going to work with watercolor pencils, and everybody can create their own, I guess, watercolor painting, we're going to be listening to the alchemy bowls. And I think it's just going to work hand in hand with a way that we can use art and relaxation together just to see where our mind goes. And, moving down the line with different episodes, we were going to get into, hatha yoga. That can be one episode. We're going to get into sound therapy, which is a whole other episode. And that can be broken down into different types of sound therapy. But we just wanted to really just come on here and say welcome and introduce ourselves a little bit and just roll this out to you guys as quickly as we can before that grand opening happens. But anything else we want to share in this beautiful space that we're recording in today, which is in East Brunswick. It's such a calming space. So without getting into details on the studio, you'll have to come see it for yourself. But anything else you want to add here?
Well, if you want to see what the space looks like, you can always jump onto our Instagram at hush.studio.nj. And you can see what we have to offer. You can see what our space looks like, and keep following us. We love to love to hear back. If you want to contact us, you can always reach out at info@hushstudionj.com.
And come meet our grandfather gong as well as our other instruments. But we will get into those in different episodes. But I just wanted to say thank you to Kristen, for being here.
And thank you.
Absolutely. I'm very excited for this, and very excited to keep these conversations going. So we just wanted to kind of scrape the surface a little bit and just say welcome, and nice to meet all of you.
Thank you so much.
And we will see you next time at Ground Control, where we are going to be grounding always. Thank you.